with The Real Cinemas Blackpool and Ballincollig and online at therealpicture.com.
In a world where there's a million movie podcasts, here comes another one from themoviebit.com. This is the podcast.
Christ. Who taught you that technique? A friggin' cheese grater?
Anything gets more than 3 blocks out, you turn it back or you turn it to ash.
So you listen to me and you listen well.
Hey everybody, how are we doing? It's been way too long. Welcome to the MovieBit.com podcast. My name is Victor Barry. Somewhere on the end of a Skype phone is Tom White.
Hello everyone.
How are we doing, sir? You well?
I'm good, I'm keeping well. Yourself? Been far too long?
Yeah, I haven't spoken to Tom since December. It has been far too long. Look, we're in the middle of a studio rebuild, refurb, so we've decided to come back in just a haphazard way. There is no real way of doing this, so we apologize for the crappy audio quality and all of that stuff. But we are here. Why have we been away so long? Tom, do you know?
I have no idea.
Yeah, neither do I. No, basically what happened at the start of December is I bust my leg, which completely incapacitated me, so I couldn't get up and down stairs or any of that kind of stuff, so I couldn't get access to the studio. So we stopped the podcast for a bit. I was in a lot of physiotherapy. And then it's just that, I don't know, I personally kind of lost the will a little bit for all of this kind of thing. Is that fair to say, Tom?
I think it's a bit of an understatement, but yeah, that's a ballpark of what's happening.
Yeah. So and then, you know, I quit the Oscar coverage. I stood by my promise that I made last year. But we're back. We're back in a kind of a half-hearted attempt to say we are coming back properly once this whole studio thing is done and set up and rebuilt properly. Then we will be all singing, all dancing yet again. But no, you're just going to have to endure what is. But we are back. You can email podcast@themoviebit.com if there's any people left out there. There's nobody left out there, even though we didn't fall out of the charts, which is amazing. Anyway, let's this podcast literally is an Oscar reactionary podcast. We're going to go through the results, the oohs, the ahs, the my God, Warren Beatty. What the fuck did you not do? Because it wasn't your fault, Warren Beatty.
No, for once it wasn't Warren Beatty's fault.
No, it wasn't. And you know, God bless all those Warren Beatty fans out there. Where most of them are dead now, I guess. But nonetheless, yeah. So let's go to the results of the Oscars. We'll start at the bottom and we'll work our way up to the debacle that was Best Picture. Best documentary short subject, and nobody cares about that. No, they do. White Helmets won that one. People are going, yeah, no, we really didn't care. Best animated short film went to Piper, which is a really magnificent piece if you've ever seen it. Best sound mixing, you had Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, La La Land, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story in 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. They were up for that technical award. Hacksaw Ridge won there.
Which was a surprise.
What did you think should have won?
Well, everyone was thinking the musical would win. Everyone thinking it was La La Land would win.
Yeah.
And then Hacksaw Ridge came out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, there is an impressive sound mix in all of those movies, but Hacksaw Ridge really is a sight for sore ears. Best sound editing then went to Arrival. Best visual effects, which is always my personal favourite, Deepwater Horizon, Doctor Strange, The Jungle Book, Kubo and the Two Strings, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. I thought all of them were really, really good. Kubo and the Two Strings was always going to be an outside shot. But it was in the end The Jungle Book, which is a surprise. As for me, I think The Jungle Book is amazing, but I think the effects that were done in Deepwater Horizon by Industrial Light and Magic were phenomenal. Even more, better than Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. Better than Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is incredible as well. So then the Oscars trundled on. Last night's Oscars went on for nearly 4 hours. Best film editing went to Hacksaw Ridge. Best makeup and hairstyling went to Suicide Squad.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a second?
Did anybody else have makeup or hairstyling in any other movies anywhere else? Suicide Squad? What? So they dyed Jared Leto's hair green. They cut it. They put him in white makeup, and then they did a little bit of a job with Harley Quinn, with Margot Robbie. That was it. That's what won?
No, well, look, it did have Croc as well, Killer Croc.
Well,
That was all practical makeup.
Okay.
Yeah, but like it was going up against A Man Called Ove, which is a Swedish movie that I've never heard of, and Star Trek Beyond. But like we have to call it now the Oscar-winning Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's
that doesn't sit right with me at all. And I'm starting to see people on Twitter who are kind of using this as like ammunition in the DC versus Marvel war that seems to be going on between the fanboys. And I saw one person saying that if Marvel Studios change their formula, they too can have an Oscar winner like DC has.
Yeah, like, where will the DC fanboys ever get off? That's just the most sickening thing ever. Come on, an Oscar win. I guess they've got the tag now, and not the Oscar-winning Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Is that going to be on? Will they re-release it on home? On home movie, going, oh, here it is, the Oscar-winning Suicide Squad, and in tiny print for makeup and hairstyling.
I wouldn't put it past them. I really wouldn't. But yeah, but the thing is, like, there's been like a handful of Marvel movies that have been nominated for Oscars in this very category, Guardians of the Galaxy being one of them. But like, are Marvel really going to? We don't want to make upwards of $500 million. We just want to win a technical Oscar. So let's change everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's move on. Best costume design went to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Jackie was in there. La La Land with its 400 nominations was there too. Florence Foster Jenkins and Allied. Let's not mention the war if Angelina Jolie is listening. But Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, I think, had incredible costume design.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think like mixing the 1920s with already the costume design of the Harry Potter movies, and like it was absolutely wonderful and fantastic and well deserving, really.
Best production design moving along went to La La Land. Best original song, La La Land. What was wrong with those Academy voters? Can't stop the feeling from Trolls. Seriously, come on. There was two songs in there from La La Land. This is how much of a crock of crap the Oscars really, really is. Let's make a movie about old Hollywood and all of this singing. The Academy voters will love that. And boom, there they go. 6 wins out of 14 nominations. 14 nominations. We could, seriously, if we had the budget, we could make a movie about old Hollywood toilets and how people would go in, take a shit, and come back out. That would get nominated. Seriously. This is just starting to drive me nuts already. And we're only back. When we're not even back fully. Best original score, La La Land. Best cinematography. You got Arrival for La La Land, Lion, Moonlight, and Silence. La La Land. I wonder, do people know what makes up cinematography? Best documentary feature. OJ Made in America. La La Land is making me really mad. Best foreign language film went to The Salesman, which is from Iran. And then here's a bit of a turn up for the books. Best animated feature film. So in the nominations here, we had Kubo and the Two Strings, Moana, My Life is a Zucchini, The Red Turtle, Zootopia. If you're listening to this podcast, if there's any of you left, you may have heard of Kubo and the Two Strings. You have heard of Moana. You have no idea about My Life is a Zucchini. You're like, The Red Turtle is at a restaurant. And then Zootopia was in there as well. So I think there was only 2 kind of front runners here. That was Moana and Zootopia. Moana, as good as Moana was, it was a bit too outside the box, I think, for the Academy voters. And Kubo and the Two Strings was even more outside the box.
Oh, definitely. And I was still surprised, though, with Zootopia, a movie about animal racism won an Oscar. An amazing film that it is, but as outside the box as Moana was, I thought it was the safer bet for the Academy, being kind of the more old school Disney type movie.
Yeah, no, you're right, but in this case you were wrong, or the Academy
Yeah.
was wrong. Maybe Warren Beatty got that one mixed up. Best adapted screenplay went to Moonlight. Let's move on. Best original screenplay went to Manchester by the Sea, which is an amazing movie. Great to see The Lobster in there as well from Colin Farrell. Well, not from Colin Farrell, but he's starring in it, which is a bit of a bizarre movie for some people, but it's really, really good at the same time. Best supporting actor, Mahershala Ali for Moonlight. Jeff Bridges didn't get a look in. Lucas Hedges didn't get a look in. Dev Patel and Michael Shannon were also nominated there. Best supporting actress. So we're now coming to the heavy hitters, as it were. Viola Davis for Fences, Naomi Harris for Moonlight, Nicole Kidman for Lion, Octavia Spencer for Hidden Figures, and Michelle Williams for Manchester by the Sea. Viola Davis for Fences, Best Actor. Yep. Denzel Washington, Viggo Mortensen, Ryan Gosling, Andrew Garfield, and Casey Affleck. Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea took home the Golden Statue. Best Actress, Isabelle Huppert for Elle, Ruth Negga for Loving, of course the Irish connection there. So we were all going, go on, Ruth. Well, if we were watching it, because we didn't bother watching it, because I quit the Oscars. Natalie Portman for Jackie, Emma Stone for La La Land, Meryl Streep for Florence Foster Jenkins. Emma Stone picks up the gold dildo. Best Director, Denis Villeneuve for Arrival. Mel Gibson. You know what? I think it's great that Mel Gibson is back on the Hollywood spotlight. I know he's had his issues over the last couple of years, but the guy is a huge, huge talent. Mel can direct. Without a shadow of a doubt, I think he's a far better director than he is an actor. And he's a pretty good actor. But I think Mel Gibson is one of the best directors to come out of Hollywood in the last 50 years. Easily. Also nominated there was Damien Chazelle for La La Land, Kenneth Lonergan for Manchester by the Sea, and Barry Jenkins for Moonlight. Tom?
Damien Chazelle, La La Land.
You felt like Warren Beatty there, didn't you? What do I do? What do I do?
I had two envelopes. I didn't know what to do.
What do I do? Where's that crazy old woman? And then, generally speaking, a lot of the time, statistically, whatever wins Best Director also wins Best Picture. And the Best Picture category this year was broken down into Arrival, which was a bit of a bizarre turn-up for the books, considering it's sci-fi, but we'll take it. Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, which
out of nowhere,
which is a surprise movie, but I think it was just thrown in there for, token gesture, or somebody sucked the wrong dick. Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, and Manchester by the Sea. So
there's one more.
Oh yeah, Moonlight. Sorry, my apologies, Tom. Moonlight. I really
like the Oscars there, Vic.
Yeah. And the Best Picture went to La La Land. Oh, fuck, no, it didn't. No, oh my God. Where's Faye Dunaway? It went to Moonlight. And you'd be thinking to yourself, well, why did you say La La Land, Vic? Well, I was just blind, really. No, the issue was at the Oscars last night. Tom, you want to talk us through it?
Okay, so it was the end of the night. The Best Picture category came out, and out came Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway. Maybe not the best people, but we'll say more on that later. And what happened was that Mr. Beatty was given the wrong envelope. He was given Emma Stone for La La. She's given Emma Stone's envelope for Best Supporting Actress, and on it was written Emma Stone, La La Land. So he opened the envelope, saw Emma Stone, La La Land, paused for what felt like 80 minutes, kind of was looking around, saying what the hell's going on, turned to Faye Dunaway. Faye Dunaway just looked at the envelope, thought Warren was just having a moment, and shouted out, La La Land. Out came all of the cast and crew, up on stage. It was halfway through their speeches that it was realized that there was a mistake made, and they had to be informed that no, La La Land didn't win, Moonlight did. It was a monumental cock-up on one of the biggest stages of them all. And PricewaterhouseCoopers actually came out and said it was their fault, that they actually have two envelopes for either side of the stage for whatever side of the stage the presenters come. And somehow Warren Beatty got Emma Stone's spare Best Actress one. So that's how it happened.
It's the biggest cock-up in living memory, I think,
Yeah.
of the Academy Awards. It will definitely make them review their process, I think, of how it works.
Yeah.
And
And it took away from Barry Jenkins and Moonlight as well. 'Cause, like, that should have been a monumental win for them. Like, this little indie movie that pretty much came out of nowhere. Like, everybody loved it, but no one thought it would win. Everybody thought it would be a La La landslide, basically. And kind of while he was giving his speech, accepting an award, everybody was just thinking, what the fuck's going on? Like, no one was giving him his attention that he needed. And I think it, like, hurt the movie a little bit. It definitely hurt the Oscars a great deal.
Now, I didn't watch it. For anybody that read the blog post last year or watched the vlog, I didn't watch it. Normally, we have a tradition here of live tweeting the Oscars in only the way that we can live tweet it, which basically means I swear a lot and bitch and moan about everything. And I didn't do it this year.
And every day.
And
everyday occurrence with Vic.
Yeah, and as somebody commented this morning, going, the one Oscars that you gave up on, I'm like, oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, you would have exploded.
I probably would. They would still be picking parts of my brain off of the ceiling. I presume the highlights are going to be on all the networks today, this evening. I have no interest in watching it. I think Jimmy Kimmel is a fantastic host. He does a great job with his own show. Some of the reports I've read today said that he did a fantastic job. Yes, I did see that clip pop up everywhere where he blamed himself and Steve Harvey, which was great. And I think, he, by all accounts, he did an amazing job, and I'm not surprised there. And he's probably bought himself. He's the next. He is the next. What's his name, Tom? Oh my.
Crystal?
Yes.
Billy Crystal?
Yeah, he's the next Billy Crystal, and I mean that in the most positive way, in the sense that he's funny, he's reliable for the Oscars. Compared to Chris Rock last year, it was just Will Smith didn't get nominated, so we're just gonna rip the place up, black this, black that. It was non-stop. From what I can understand last night, from the halfway point, it was non-stop Trump. It's the biggest night in the entertainment industry. It is the biggest night in the movie industry. Why can it not be just about the movies? Now, before somebody says, well, hang on, next to the Super Bowl, it is the most watched television program in the world. So why should these celebrities not take this huge podium and push their... Fuck off! Seriously, it's about the movies. If you came to my house to watch a movie next week and I started banging on about politics and Trump, this, that, and the other throughout the movie, you'd be like, I'm getting out, I'm leaving, and I'm taking my fucking cheap ass bottle of wine that I brought with me. You didn't even open it anyway. So I understand why they do it, but at the same time I understand why they shouldn't do it. It's not, leave politics to the politicians, and that's being a bit rich now, but fuck off. I'm sorry for swearing. I started the vlog last October with the purpose of not swearing, and then when I come onto this fucking dog and pony show, it's just like swear central.
You need an outlet.
Maybe I just need an outlet and just not put it out there publicly. But the Oscars have driven me bonkers, and I think last night would have done the exact same. And I can't do it anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. And the last couple of years, the movies have been so bad, and between the Golden Globes and it's just a joke shop. Hollywood is losing its prestige. It's losing its appeal. Man, I'm telling you, the likes of Netflix and Amazon Studios and Hulu, they are kicking the studio's ass from one end of the street to the next.
An Amazon movie was nominated for Best Picture last night, so that's like a sign of things to come, I think.
I think it's a sign of things to come in one sense, where probably more of these will be nominated. but I think they're token nominations. A Netflix or an Amazon movie will never ever win Best Picture in my book, and it's down to politics, because as soon as it does, it signifies the complete acceptance by Hollywood of the enemy, of the streaming service, of the people that are funding all of this themselves, and they'll never be accepted. I think in the current guise of Hollywood, politics is rife. So I might be wrong. It would be great to see a Netflix movie win Best Picture, obviously, if it's deserving. But I don't think they'll ever get that nod, because it all comes down to politics. It all comes down to whatever bullshit the studios peddle out to the Academy voters for weeks and months. And no matter how much is clamped down on it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think you've hit the nail on the head right there.
It only took since December to nearly March for me to hit the nail in the head. So the Oscars are done and dusted. I know, I think a lot of people watch it for the glitz and the glam. A lot of people watch it for the politics, and I'm not talking about Hollywood politics. It's normal politics, if you could call it that. And yeah, it's not for me anymore. I don't think it ever will be for me anymore. What about you, Tom? You want to live tweet it?
No, I don't really care either.
Tom doesn't have that much hatred running through his veins as I do.
No, not really. Kind of like, this is the most enjoyable Oscars for the last couple of years because of Beatty and because of the Oscar-winning Suicide Squad. But yeah, just kind of everything else. Like, we knew Casey Affleck was going to win Best Actor. We knew La La Land was going to pick up a load of awards. Like, as I said, I was surprised with Zootopia, but everything else was kind of, knew that was going to happen. So yeah, it's very predictable this year.
And besides Beatty he didn't fuck up. I feel bad for the guy. In one sense. First I was like, oh, they brought out the pensioner and he doesn't know where he is, and then as I went on, I was like, hang on a second, maybe this isn't the case. Looking at all of the stuff this morning when this started to break, it was just chaos, because Beatty fucked up, and then was like, well, hang on, no, Beatty didn't fuck up. Faye Dunaway, no, they didn't fuck up. Someone else fucked up. PwC fucked up. But they also had one of the costume designers who died during the year. They had the wrong fucking picture up for her. They had somebody that was alive in the memoriam section. I don't even know, was Bill Paxton featured in there? I would have guessed not. I would have hoped so, but I would have guessed not.
Yeah, it might have been a bit too late to put him in there.
Man,
they should have at least tried to, or even kind of an extra thing at the end or something.
And you know what, maybe look, because we don't know, that's partially my fault, because I didn't do the Oscars anymore, but just on Bill Paxton's death, and if we were in the regular podcast, we would be talking about this as well, but this is kind of an Oscar reactionary thing, before we try and get back to normal in the next couple of weeks. But Jesus, Bill Paxton, holy hell, what a career. He kind of was the shining light in James Cameron's armory, to be honest.
Yeah, he was.
From Aliens,
almost
Titanic, True Lies.
He was almost a secret weapon. Kind of, he'd bring him out and he'd always give a good performance, no matter how small it was.
And he always, like in all the documentaries that Cameron made about diving to the bottom of the ocean, like Ghost of the Abyss and all that, he always turned up in those as well. He was just an incredible talent, an incredibly likable guy. And I think for a lot of people, Twister may have been their first connection with Bill Paxton, or maybe True Lies.
Yeah, well, for me, it was Aliens. Kind of.
I guess I'm thinking more of a modern audience, but yeah, Aliens. Yeah. You're right, Tom. Yeah, Aliens. Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of walking in my sisters, watching with their friends, and like first of all, I thought, whoa, those aliens are pretty cool, and then fucking Bill Paxton walks in shouting, "Game over, man, game over," and I fucking fell in love with him. From Twister to True Lies, he was just an absolutely fantastic actor. A great director as well, Frailty, which is, if you haven't seen Frailty, watch that film. He takes lead role as well and gives an absolutely amazing performance. Not one you're expecting from him, because Frailty is more of a thriller and he is an absolutely despicable character, but one that is actually justified in his thinking as well.
And I think as well that if you look at his performance in True Lies, yes, he's the stereotypical used car salesman called Simon, but the range he displays as a performance in that movie is vast.
Yeah.
It is incredible. I was genuinely saddened. I just popped up on the Facebook feed yesterday, and I was going, "Nah, this just no." He died from complications from heart surgery, by all accounts, and it's an incredibly sad time. And our thoughts and prayers are with his family and his friends.
Definitely, yeah.
Alrighty, before anything goes on fire and explodes here, it's time for our own Game Over, man. We will be coming back to normal, so please do not unsubscribe from the podcast. If you're one of the subscribers, one of the many subscribers who left posts on the Facebook page, who dropped messages to my inbox, Twitter, that were asking when was the podcast coming back, it is great to know that you guys missed us. I didn't think any. I was like, oh, fuck it, whatever, just unsubscribe. That's it. Nobody cared. But obviously, you guys do care, and we do. It's we don't care enough to be completely rebuilt and refurbed for this podcast. But we just had to come back for the Oscars.
Yeah.
We just
You
had
needed
to
to know our reactions.
Yes, because God forbid life isn't miserable enough. But thank you for sticking with us. That's the most important thing. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for fucking wondering, was there something wrong with your app on your phone for the podcast? Did you screw up? No. My leg screwed up. But look, we are back. We're in the process of being back. So thank you very much for sticking with us. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher. His name is Tom White. My name is Victor Barry. Thank you so much for listening. And don't forget to say hi to our sponsors, The Real Picture Cinemas, Blackpool and Ballincollig. Check them out online, therealpicture.com. Goodbye, everybody.
The MovieBit.com podcasts. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, direct download, and streaming on the MovieBit.com. Streaming and creaming. Yeah.